Hey everybody, welcome to MGUNZ Beer Review. That's right. Hey, we're moving right along here. I got a great beer, but first, I'll tell you the name of it. It's called Dirty Bastard by Founders. Okay? That's right, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. But what I want to do first is I want to read to you a little bit about their struggles and tribulations that they had making this beer. All right? It's a little brief history of Dirty Bastard. There were a few years in, the brewery was facing bankruptcy. None of their creditors wanted to give them any credit whatsoever. They knew they needed to do something, and they did not want to throw in the towel. So they started brewing beer that they wanted, but really not what other people out there they thought wanted. It first released in 2002, Dirty Bastard was the brainchild of the head brewer at the time, which was Nate Walzer. He was the head brewer at the time. And his assistant brewer, which is Jeremy Comiskey. These two individuals, Mike and Dave, had the name picked out even before the recipe was even completed. Fat Bastard is what they wanted to call it, but then Austin Powers came out with the movie. They couldn't do Fat Bastard, so they obviously changed it to Dirty Bastard. And it was certainly not a popular beer style at the time, but then it was a bold and different enough for them to get some kind of attention from the people. So when they debuted Dirty Bastard at the Extreme Beer Festival that they had, the line stretched on, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. And they knew at that specific time that they had something very special. They often hear that Dirty Bastard is the beer that got people drinking not only the actual beer, but the actual craft beer as a whole. An 8.3%, that's right, an 8.3% Scotch ale seems to unlikely gateway. It was an unlikely experiment into the actual craft beer community. Mainly the sweetness made it surprisingly approachable to many people. Plus at the time, there was really nothing like it. It was really a truly different kind of beer. Dirty Bastard launched brew for us mentality and has remained a line magistry since the inception in 2002. Facing failure allowed them to be reckless, and that recklessness allowed them to take those crazy risks that they did. Dirty Bastard kicked off a change for them philosophy, and it came out that since they took that challenge, it actually put Dirty Bastard on the map. Okay, that's a little bit about them. It's an amazing kind of beer. It's an ABV. We're looking at 8.5. The IPUs we're looking at 50. I got nothing else to say but this. Motivation, motivation, motivation. They took something that they thought wouldn't go through the roof, and it actually made a difference, and it made Founders Brewery in Grand Rapids, Michigan even better than what it was before. So without further ado, hey, let's take the cap off and let's move on. But yet, hey, if you're not a subscriber to MGUNZ Beer Review, click the subscribe button at the end. Give me comments, give me thumbs up. We're moving on. Pow! Founders. Dirty Bastard. To be honest with you, I don't even think I've tried this beer. I've had several different types of Founder brewery beers. This one, I'm curious. Pop it. Most important thing, let's get the brew going, the pour going. Beautifully dark caramel color. Not much of a head. Let's slosh it around, get the remainder of it out. Now we'll probably pump up that head a little bit. Darn right. Look at that, just a shake. Hey, we're looking at about a 2-finger head right now. Not a lot of carbonation, just maybe a little bit of carbonation going on. Let's use our nose and see exactly what we're gonna get out of this beer. Little bready, little smoky kind of smell. Yeah. Like I said, bready, a little smoky, a little bit of a, no citrus whatsoever, obviously. A chocolate, a little bit of a coffee smell to it. little coffee chocolate, like I said. Nothing crazy. Just a dark beer, molasses. Let's get right in and see what we can taste. I'll tell you what, for 50 IBUs, doesn't have that much of a punch. Very pleasant taste. A little bit of, like I said, molasses taste to it. I can taste some of those chocolate notes, so a little bit of the coffee notes in there. All in all, a very good, robust beer. Very good. Chocolate notes, very rich. Little bit now of a bite on that second pull. I can kind of feel those IBUs coming through. The malty flavors coming out a little bit more of the bread crust taste. I can tell you what, that hot power that I do feel now kicking in a little bit more. The hot power really gives it that bad attitude, and that's pretty much why they call that the guy, the dirty bastard. Okay, a good beer, smooth, with a little bit of a kick. Again, not that much of a kick. I keep talking about the kick, but it keeps changing. It's good. It's good. Not that boozy of a taste. Crisp with those chocolate, coffee notes, maybe a little bit of a caramel thrown in there, but really, man, it's a solid beer. I mean, you can see it holds its own. I mean, we're looking at, some good lacing going on in there still. A good dark ruby in color. Again, it's got 7 different malts that are put inside this beer, and it gives that solid, hearty taste, really. I mean, I could take this beer and probably eat a good hamburger with it. It pairs very well with it, with those chocolates and that smoky smell and that smoky flavor, the molasses that's in it. It's a beer that I could have another. And like I've always said, yeah, I can have a few more to this beer. So for those that don't know how I grade my beers, I do them on salutes. 4 being perfecto, 1 mean This one right here, I like my dark beers. I'm gonna give this 3.5. It's a well-rounded beer, well-balanced. Boom, boom, boom. 3.5 salutes for this amazing Founders Brewer Company beer called Dirty Bastard. Thank you for tuning in to my channel, MGUNZ Beer Review. I look forward to seeing you again. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And remember this, do what's right when no one's looking.